Hello, everybody. I am so happy today because I was proven right. And it's very rare for me to be proven right, by the way. So I will take this as a win because I told you guys back in episode 11 that Trump was going to turn to DIY. I told you guys that from the start, and I am right because he is officially changing up the White House. He is tearing down the East Wing as we speak, and he is turning it into a DIY project of a gold ballroom that none of us asked for. None of us asked for this ballroom. We are all broke. We have no money. Inflation is up. Healthcare premiums are going to go up by the end of the year. White supremacists and Proud Boys are out. Actually, by the way, where are the Proud Boys? I don't know why I just said Proud Boys because I personally haven't heard from the Proud Boys in a long time. So are we still proud? Because this is a hot mess. Your president just said that he was going to give 40 billion to Argentina. And we don't even have universal free healthcare. We have no economy, by the way. There's no jobs. I can't apply for a job. I don't know about you guys, but it's an absolute disaster. So what are we supposed to do? I personally am going to use my free speech and just roast everybody in the administration again because I've had enough. I've personally just had enough. These people are insane. $40 billion to Argentina. And then he says, the president of the United States, by the way, Donald J. Trump. I don't know if I said that right. I'm on a rant. I'm not editing this one, by the way. This is a full A-Files rant. I don't even care anymore. I just woke up pissed and I just can't stand it. So as you can see on your screen, if you are on YouTube, there is a huge wreckage of the East Wing. And as you guys can see on your screens, look at that. Look at that East Wing that has been around, by the way, since the early 1900s. Yes, he just ruined history. The president, once again, not only does he want to take down the Smithsonian, okay, and he wants to get rid of slavery, but he really doesn't like America because the East Wing is gone. The East Wing is gone. And let's talk about how we're paying for it. Because everybody, the MAGAs on Twitter, are saying things like, well, it's not coming from taxpayers' money, blah, blah, blah. I'll give him that, yes. Trump was able to finesse $200+ million from his donors. And so they are allegedly paying for it. Although I haven't yet to see the bill. I haven't seen the bill, the check. Where is it? I need proof that the money did go straight to the contractors and whoever is demolishing this building. Because I personally feel like Donald Trump is pocketing the money. And you want to know why I say this? Is because this family, the Trumps, Laura, and is her name Laura? Ivanka, I can't. And then the two Trump boys, the two freaking Jigsaw looking like the Purge, those ones, the Purge looking ones. They're the ones I'm really worried about, but they're the ones getting rich. And I'm sorry, if people are going to become billionaires, which I don't believe in billionaires personally. I believe in millionaires do that, but billionaires. I'm a thousandaire. I'm going to stick in my pay bracket, but I'm just very tired of his DIY, but I called it. But anyways, let me go back to the task at hand. I called the DIY. I said that he was going to tap into his DIY skills. Now, do I believe that he has great DIY skills? No. I think everything about him is hideous, and I think everything that he touches gets ruined. So I think that it's going to look disastrous, this ballroom that nobody asked for. What are we also hosting in this ballroom? I have this sneaky suspicion Trump is just stuck in the past. He's stuck in the past. He wishes he was a part of like a royal family from back in the day. Do you know what I mean? From like the early 50s when the queen was still around doing her thing. I just think he's so stuck in the past. Like he loves that older style decor. And even further than that, he loves that vintage decor like he's some aristocrat from that era. And he's not. He will never be that classy. If you even want to call them classy. I don't know. But he really thinks he's like this old school aristocrat. And yes, he may be a billionaire, one of the richest people in America, but you don't have that old school money, honey. You're a new school money. And I can't believe I'm even having an argument about this. I've decided I'm not even going to press pause on this. I'm letting my rant run because I'm tired of it. Have you seen the state of the East Wing? I need an itemized list of what was paid for this East Wing. Who paid the contractors? Because I'm not convinced our tax money didn't go to this. Because our tax money is going to a lot, like paying the salaries of all of the government officials during a government lockdown. Nobody's getting paid. Like, when you say it out loud, doesn't it sound really insane? Do you guys know what I'm saying? Doesn't it sound insane? I don't even care. I'm on one today. I've Just a side note, I purchased Virginia Giuffre's book, her new memoir. I'm going to be doing reviews on it. I'm so excited to read it and I can't wait. I have been waiting and holding back from reading the news on Epstein updates because I want to hear it from her own words. So I just wanted to put that up there. We're going to get a lot of book reviews coming up. So yeah, that was my Trump rant, and release the Epstein files while we're at it. And I'm not having, it's just the economy. Guys, we can't afford anything. Are we kidding? We cannot afford anything. Everything has gone up. I don't know what we're going to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a rant about the economy. And I'm going to talk about all the bad things that we have to really prepare for. And I think one thing that my friends have been asking about savings accounts and money, how can we figure this out? I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to get to the bottom of it for us working class and unemployed like myself people to figure out what the heck we have to do to protect ourselves in this economy, because no one's caring for us. No one cares. Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, the liar, is saying that everyone's happy. The American people are so happy with us. Inflation's down. Medical premiums will go down. He's lying to you. They are lying to us. I don't know what else to say. Trust nothing. Even if you are not left like myself, if you're more moderate, if you're Republican and you're listening to this, welcome, because I love you. The A files right here, we got your back. But you may believe in the healthcare stuff that they're putting out there right now, but I highly recommend, please, to get a second opinion. RFK Jr., I don't trust him with a bag of salt. I can't trust him. Kash Patel, I can't trust him to keep us safe. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. And you know what's crazy? I was saying on my Instagram earlier, I was saying on Instagram also that when this administration's over, like when we're done with this in 4 years, this is going to be the trial of our lifetime, and the A-Files is going to cover it, and we might even go live. I don't even care. I'm going to get Jasmine. I'm going to get everybody. My auntie's going to be on live. We're all going to cover this because this is pure corruption, what is happening right now. Accepting $400 Qatari jets. Why? Hosting $1 million ticket dinners. Why? It's very strange, you guys. Just keep your eyes open. All right, listen, I'm done with America for right now, and I want to go all the way to France because what the heck is going on with this jewelry heist? I'm in shock. When this went down 2 days ago, like when we started hearing about this on Sunday, I was like, is this a new movie? Because wasn't there a movie with, like, I want to say Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx? Something like that, where they did a jewelry heist. Am I thinking of the right movie? It literally feels like a plot to me. Like, guess what? Well, guess what happened? The Louvre got looted. Literally. The Louvre got looted by a bunch of thieves. And what's crazy is I've been there so many times, and I always felt like it was secure. Because I don't know, I always feel like there was always security around. So what happened? Listen, this is some crazy stuff. On the morning of October 19th, robbers shattered through a window and stole 8 pieces of priceless jewelry from the world's most visited museum. It is actually the world's most visited museum for arts, for sure. But the jewelry is worth over $100 million. It is literally estimated over $100 million, and whoever stole them just walked up out the joint with no care in the world. Isn't that crazy? This is a movie. This is a movie. So what happened? Because by now, I'm sure some of you may have heard about it. But what happened? I found a timeline. And we're going to go through this timeline and be like, what plot to the next Tyler Perry movie is this going to be? Because this is insane. So to start off, it is Wednesday, October 22nd, and they're still looking for the thieves. Okay? It took less than 8 minutes for the robbers to steal over $100 million worth of crown jewels in one of the most shocking heists ever. This is in modern day history. I mean, what is this? So when I tell you it took the robbers almost 8 minutes to steal all this jewelry that's valued over $100 million, I said, hold on a second. How? How does one just do this? Or maybe, we don't know. Maybe is it multiple people? I don't know. So on Sunday, Four masked thieves. Oh, there's my answer. It was four of them. On Sunday, four masked thieves stole 8 pieces of jewelry from the Louvre that's valued at 100 million. The heist took over 7 minutes, leaving investigators searching for answers as to how one of the most secure museums was robbed in such a brief window of time, in such a short window of time. Very true. I've been to the Louvre and I feel like I saw police everywhere. And like, I think they had to even check our bags. I might be getting ahead of myself, but I do wonder if this is going to cause like a nation change to, or a global change to how we handle museums or how we protect our museums, because this is a historic museum that just got robbed. One of the most secure museums just got robbed. How does that happen? So here's a breakdown that we got from Yahoo News, and they did a minute by minute breakdown. And so this is what went down. It all kicked off at 9:30 a.m. The robbers arrive to the museum, and so they have a truck with an expandable ladder. So the robbers raised the ladder. So they went to the side of the Louvre. It's not really clear on where, but they obviously went somewhere where they wouldn't get caught, right? Where there's no security. Where are the cameras? Hold on. Are there not surveillance cameras? I got so many questions. Okay. So they raised the ladder in order to reach the second floor balcony to enter the museum. So they got this big ladder. Oh, and I have a picture of it. Oh my gosh. Okay. As you guys see, there's the spider truck. So as you can see from the picture, the ladder is leading up to the balcony. Okay. So they obviously figured out how I don't know how. That seems very open, doesn't it? Don't you guys think that seems very open? No one's going to be like, what was that? Who are these people? So 4 minutes later at 9:34 a.m., the break-in and theft happens. So two of the thieves, dressed as construction workers, they then scale this long ladder. Okay, so they get up to the second floor and they use an angle grinder to cut through a window in the Apollo Gallery, just a few rooms away from the Mona Lisa. And the fact that it's daylight. This is the most genius theft, right? In daylight. No one's ever going to think you're stealing from the Louvre at 9:30 a.m. Criminals are freaking sneaky. So then now they're in the Apollo Gallery. Okay. The thieves then smashed 2 display cases using the grinder and removed 8 pieces of jewelry that belonged to the Emperor Napoleon and his wife. Are you kidding me? That's not a small fleet. 8 pieces of jewelry from the Emperor Napoleon? Are you kidding me? Wow, the jewelry's old. That's from like the 1700s, 1800s when Napoleon was around. Wow. So then at 9:37, so 7 minutes on the dot, an alarm was triggered. Okay, I'm just going to put out a conspiracy theory. In my opinion, this has to already be an inside job, right? Because how does this is too perfect, and the alarm didn't get triggered? Could it possibly be that someone took off the automatic alarm and and so it was a manual alarm, so they triggered the alarm? You see how my mind is running? I really need to go to like FBI school or criminology or whatever. Anyways, so the museum alarm was triggered at 9:37, which then alerted the museum staff and authorities because, because a big place like the Louvre, you definitely got the Paris authorities next door. So then at 9:38, that's when the big escape happened. So fewer than 4 minutes after they broke into the gallery, the thieves fled. So they descend down the ladder and then they escape on 2 motorbikes. Where was the motorcycles? How did they sneak motorcycles? See, I would want to know when they're down from the ladder, right? So they escape. They're down the ladder. Where are the motorcycles? That's what I want to know. I want to know little details like that. Where were the motorcycles placed? So then they started heading southeast towards the A6 highway in the city of Lyon. So they're heading towards Lyon. So the police do note that during the escape, the robbers did drop one of the stolen pieces of jewelry, which happened to be the Crown Empress Eugenie, which was adorned by over thousands of diamonds. The crown was recovered, but it was damaged. Wow. Okay. Is it sneaky for me to be like, I wonder where they got the jewels from? Like, you know what I mean? I just wonder where they got the jewels from. Ooh. See, my mind's gone different places. I wonder if it's like personal. Huh. The police then arrived minutes later and they found the two angle grinders. You remember? In addition to the grinders, they also found a blowtorch, gasoline, gloves, and a walkie-talkie. Oh, and a blanket at the crown. Oh, and the crown at the scene. And also the police found a yellow vest that was apparently dropped by one of the robbers several blocks from the Louvre. Ooh, they're probably going to get their DNA from that. I would swab the heck out of that. Okay, so now it's like an hour later. It's 10:34 a.m. on Sunday. So we're on the day this all happened. We're like an hour in. Okay, so an hour into this robbery, it is 10:34. And so the theft now is publicly announced. And so on Twitter, the news broke. And then at 10:37 a.m., the Louvre announced that it's closed. I do want to add that it is Wednesday, October 22nd, and it looks like the Louvre is open today. Now, that is what happened. I'm still very confused on how that happened. What is going on? Is this an inside job? Because that was too perfect. That was the perfect theft. I want to know who's going to do a movie on this. If they haven't got the rights to it already, get it. This is unfolding and I'm following this because this is my bread and butter. I love this stuff. So what's happening now? Okay, so France has ordered a security review at the Louvre. So, because you know, the Louvre is so big, they welcome over almost 9 million visitors a year. I mean, even last year in 2024, 9 million. So they can't just close because it's not only is it a historic site, but they definitely need to tighten up the restrictions. The Justice Minister of France did say that the officials failed to keep the priceless jewel safe. That's some history. So also other reports are saying, like USA Today, that their analysts suspect that the thieves possibly melted the jewelry already. And so if you melt the jewelry, it's even harder to find, right? And then it's all gone. Dang. I want to know so bad, like, who these people are. I'm so just intrigued. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So what a crazy story. I'm going to be following this because I need to know who these people are. Are you guys invested like I am? Because it's like, A, history potentially might be gone, but B, this was such a crazy heist to pull that I'm so intrigued on the why. I want to know so bad. By the way, if you're listening to this, robbers, and you want to come on the A-Files and speak your truth, come on here, honey, because I will gladly take the scoop. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I'm back on my political stuff. So that's honestly what you should expect for the next, honestly, forever. Thank you all so much for listening. Stay safe out there. Screw ICE. I can't. Oh, another thing. That's another thing. I really am going to stop this after this rant. But the way that the No Kings protest went international, fascinating. The president of the United States is so hated internationally that they had to have their own protest for No Kings. And the No Kings is Donald Trump. So shout out to Germany. I saw Berlin turned out. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to France. Shout out to everywhere. Another thing that's pissing me off is Trump said he's demanding the Justice Department pay him $230 million from past cases. That is our tax money again. How do we feel about this? It's just insanity. And so the No Kings protest, I went to it, Minnie went to it. We went to it in our little area in California. Minnie hated the inflatable dogs outfits, but I was loving it. I was living. I love it. This is the type of thing we want. And they had zero arrests. Zero arrests at any location even probably across the world. I just love it. So shout out to all of our international peeps you recognize that we're not crazy over here. The American people actually aren't crazy, and we really do love this country. It's the people in the White House and the administration that are crazy. Okay. Well, I'll see you for my next rant. Bye.